So the first question we have, you ready there? What's going on?
Yes.
Okay, Sunday Satsang, January 18, 2026. Magamavasya, Moniyavasya, so we won't give any answers. Because that's supposed to see. Somebody asked me a question. I don't know why, because I've discussed this point before, but they said they wanted to hear my idea about women gurus and Gaudiya Sampradaya. I mean, my ideas are just the ideas of tradition and the ideas of Shastra. So what we find, and I took some notes on it, but we find in practically all the parivars we have women gurus. I'm in a Vaita parivar, and my family have a Vaita parivar. My Diksha lineage, we have 5 or 6 lady gurus, beginning with Sita Devi. He's not mentioned. We say on top of the list is Vaitacharya, then Krishnameshwara's son, but actually his son was initiated by Sita, but she's not put there. So Sita Devi is there, and we have 6. There's 13 gurus in our line, beginning with Vaitacharya, and 6 of them are ladies. Nityananda Parivar, there's so many ladies, gurus are there, beginning predominantly or famously with Janava Mata. And Gadadhar Parivar is also lady gurus. And Narottam Das Thakur Mahashaya Parivar, there's also lady gurus. So all across the board in Gaudiya Sampradaya, for the last 500 years, we have lady gurus. And here's some of the names. I'm sure this is all repeated, but basically the conclusion I'm saying, just to make it short, I'll give a summary of what my feeling is. Women are certainly qualified to be Diksha Gurus in Gaudiya Sampradaya. There's so many examples of that throughout history. And secondly, Shastra supports the idea that women can give Diksha and Shiksha and become Gurus. Because in all that, we'll get to that point, Shastras talk about that also. So we have, let's see, I have a list of different ladies here. Nityananda Parivar, we have Janava Thakurani, Janava Mata, Nityananda's wife. In Vaita Parivar, we have Sita Thakurani, who is the wife of Vaitacharya. And then Srinivasacharya's daughter, Hemalata Thakurani, she was a guru. And the wife and disciple of Srinivasacharya, Gauranga Priya Devi Dasi, she was also a guru. This is all historically described in books about like Prem Vilas and Gaudiya Vaisnava Abhidan by Haridas Das Babaji, and other books about history of Vaishnavas in Gaudiya Sampradaya. And Gangamata Goswamini, she was a disciple of Haridas Pandit. Haridas Pandit is described in Adi Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 8, verse 60. Who was he? He was a Bajari for Radha Kunda. He was disciple of Rupa Goswami, I think. Anyway, Rupa Goswami appointed him to take charge of the puja of Radha Kunda. So he's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he was the guru of, Gagamata Goswami, she took it, I guess, Haridas Pandit took initiation from Gagamata Goswami. She was his guru. But he was a Pujari of Radha Govinda appointed by Rupa Goswami. And then there's 2 ladies here, not to be confused with Gauranga's Padni, Vishnu Priya and Krishna Priya. They were 2 sisters. They gave Diksha in the Narottam Das Parivar. So, what else? Do I have any other examples here? So now if you look at the Srimad Bhagavatam, and all the commentaries of Sanatana Goswami and Sridhara Goswami, and they talk about, in the Bhagavatam where it talks about Diksha Gurus, they don't, nowhere do they prohibit women from becoming gurus. They don't say anywhere women cannot become gurus. If they're qualified, they have the spiritual qualities, then they can give diksha. Son Goswami also wrote books. Rupa Goswami wrote books like Hari Bhakti Vilas, Upadeshamrita, Bhakti Sindhu, where they talk about the qualities and actions of Diksha Gurus and Shikha Gurus. And nowhere in their writings do they say anything to prohibit the ladies, women from becoming gurus. So in this note on Sanskrit here, in the Sanskrit tikas of the Goswamis, there's no gender roles they don't describe any gender roles in the qualification of a guru. Whenever they're describing Guru Tattva or Guru Shiksha or Guru Diksha and Sadhana Bhakti, the Sanskrit words are gender neutral, which means that the descriptions can apply to either women or men. So the conclusion is yes, women, if they have spiritual qualification, can become gurus and go to the Sampradaya. That's my opinion, that's my idea based on tradition and based on Shastra of the 6 Goswamis. And this opinion is also shared by Satyarandas Babaji Maharaj. He also agrees, says basically the same idea. Any question here? That's just somebody wrote me a question on Facebook. So start initiating. Bhagavati Goswami. No. Question. Yeah.
I just have a question to what we read before about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made Chaturmasya, followed Chaturmasya. So if he was sannyasi, then why he followed Chaturmasya? I didn't catch this point.
So the question about Lord Chaitanya following Chaturmasya, what's the answer? There can be different answers. We'll present some answers. He is sannyasi, so actually the Chaturmasya, in general, the Varnashram Dharma, when they talk about bratas, like they're specifically meant for grihastas, because when they describe the bratas of Chaturmasya, all the things that are told to refrain from are usually being engaged in by grihastas. Like don't take tambul and all these things. So Lord Chaitanya, one answer is, why did he follow Chaturmasya as a sannyasi? Because it also says the sannyasis would observe Chaturmasya, only those 4 months, because they couldn't travel. It was too much rain. It was rainy season, so they would stay in one place and observe Chaturmasya. But as far as doing bratas during Chaturmasya, just said they would stay in one place and do bhajan. So he observed Chaturmasya in the sense that he did bhajan in the house of Venkatabhatta. But that's one reason, because he's showing an example that we should observe and honor Chaturmasya. But he didn't do any austerity other than his ordinary life. So he was always took his meals from the hands of Brahmins, because that's the rule for a sannyasi. You should only beg manakari from Brahmins. So he was very strict about behavior according to Varnashram Dharma as a sannyasi. But the tapasya is mentioned in Shastra during Chaturmasya is specifically directed toward grihastas, especially in Vanaprastha situation. When a grihastha takes Vanaprastha, one of the things he has to do every year is observe strict Chaturmasya, get free from all the entanglement of his dealings as a grihastha. Different bratas and fasting, it's all directed towards grihastas. Sannyasi, already their life is austerity. They eat very little, they sleep very little, they spend all the time doing bhajan. So what more can they do in Chaturmasya? only eat 1 chickpea a day, and you only drink milk for 4 months, you go to Hari Katha and all this stuff, You don't eat any salt, you get a sweet voice. What do sannyasis care about getting a sweet voice? Well, grihastas, who are Goswamis doing Bhagavad Sapta, they want to get a sweet voice, so they give up salt for 4 months. So when they come out there and start doing Sapta, they sing like a cuckoo. So they're very attractive vratas. They have no meaning. All the vrata fall, Chandramasa has no meaning in relationships to a sannyasi. They're already liberated to begin with. All the vratas are get liberated or get some benefits. They don't need any benefits, and they don't want to get liberated. They're already Mukta Purushas already. So he was there just showing the example that one should honor and observe Chaturmasya. Another answer I can give is to show respect to his host. He was staying with Venkata Bhatta, who was a grihasta, who was definitely observing vratas during Chaturmasya. South Indian Brahmins do very strict Chaturmasya. So he was observing Rangam doing vratas. So Lord Chaitanya, he's sympathetic. He sympathized with his host, Venkata Bhatta. He could eat Chababog every day if he wanted. But okay, you're eating Kitchery, okay, I'll eat Kitchery. Because that's what you're offering to your Thakurji, so I'll take Thakurji's Mahaprasad. I don't have to do this, but I'll do this to sympathize with you. So that's because that's praying. When in Rome, do as the Romans. So that's my answer about that. He wasn't doing any vratas. He was just showing that sannyasi should, but nowadays there's no rainy season anywhere. It's global warming, and everyone has umbrellas and cars and jet planes. So sannyasis are traveling everywhere all around the world, 12 months a year. So what's the Chaturmasya for them? Nothing, just preaching. What else? Any good that question? Quiet time.
There is a story of Spota Narasimha in Bhaktisiddhanta. So, what exactly is that Brahman was doing? Like, generally we say we should not equate Shiva with God, means Vishnu. But he sees the Shivlinga as Narasimhadev. Narasimhadev comes out of it.
What's your question? I know what this
Leela, but means, how do we grasp the difference? Like,
where is that deity?
I don't know.
There's a deity of Srinath, or is it
Spota Narasimha. Narasimha, they came from the Linga.
Yeah, Spota means Swarti, means manifest. There's a famous deity somewhere in South India called Spota Nrsimha, who is an Nrsimha Murti that manifested from a Shiva Linga. So there's a story there. There was a king who was a Shaivite. Most kings are Shaivites or worshippers of Durga. Because by worshipping Shiva and Durga, they get military power, strength to conquer and control. So they're the favorite deities of Kshatriyas. Even Kshatriyas, what are they called? Oh no, that's not a point. So they worship Shiva or Durga. So this king was worshipping this Shiva Ling, and he had a Brahmin who was doing puja. But usually the king would do the puja every day. The Brahmin would just give him flowers and stuff. And the king personally did the puja. And the king couldn't do the personal puja to a Shiva Ling. So he ordered the royal Brahmin to do the puja. But the problem was, the king's Brahmin, Pujari, or it wasn't a Pujari, he was a Brahmin. King's, what do you call it, Rajguru or whatever. He is in a Nrsimha Bhakta, Vishnu Bhakta. So Vishnu Bhaktas don't really usually worship Shiva. Vrindavan is an exception. Every Brajvasi worships Gopishwar and Kundeshwar and all these things. But generally Vaishnavas and Shaivites have a little animosity between them. So they kind of stay away, because even their Shastras have said, if Vaishnava eats Shiva Prasad, he goes to hell and all this stuff. So he's prohibited from eating Shiva Prasad. So that all these rules are there. So the king asked the Pujari to worship a Shiva Linga. So he said, no, I can't do that. Shiva is not my Ishadeva, I'm a Vaishnava, and it goes against my niyam, my rules and regulations. I'm a Vaishnava, I'm shastrically bound not to worship Shiva. I can't do it. He said, okay, then you'll get unbound from your head. Your head will be bound on your shoulders anymore. I'm going to cut your head off if you don't do the puja. So you don't can't do the puja. So while he's doing the puja, you all bring flowers and saying, Idam Pushpam, Klina Shingaya Namah. Esha Dupa, you all bring Agarbati, Esha Dupa, Klina Shingaya Namah. Esha Dupa, Klina Shingaya. And the king's sitting there, hey, wait a minute, you're tricking me. You're double-crossing me. You're worshiping my Shiva. You're chanting the Shiva mantras. So I told you I'd cut your head off, now I'm going to do it. You picked your sword up to chop off the head of the Brahmin. What happened?
And the shringa came out of the link.
Shri Narsingha, Jaya Narsingha, Jaya, Jaya Jaya Narsingha, Shri Narsingha, Jaya Narsingha, Jaya, Jaya Jaya Narsingha. The Sringa Bhagavan came out of the Shiva Linga. Ah! And killed the king and protected the Brahmin Vaishnava. So that day became known as Skotan Shringa. So what's your problem? That's enough. All questions answered. Any questions on that? Net. Okay, where's Prasad? I'm not in any hurry. No, there's no questions of what's going on. You know, not an entertainer. I'm not going to do a comedy show for 1 hour or something. Juggle. No, I guess everyone's busy fasting and everyone's on Mount Brata. So they can't ask questions. It's Moni Amavasya, you're supposed to be silent today. So now everyone's silent on the internet. Someone's asking any questions.
Is there any difference in worship of Giriraj Shila and Archavigraha?
What's the question?
Difference in worship of Giriraj Shila and Archavigraha in the temple? Like,
is there any difference between worshiping Gauranga Shila and what?
Archavigraha. Murti.
What do you think?
I think there's a difference, but I don't know. From the mentality means conception.
You see, what's the difference between worshiping a Gauranga Shila and a Krishna Murti? None and some. There's no difference because Krishna Shila is presented on Gauranga Shila is presented on Sri Krishna. Sakshat Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Lord Chaitanya told that to Raghunath Das Goswami and Chaitanya Charitamrita unto chapter 6. When he gave him a Gauranga Shila, he said, I'm giving you Krishna. This Shila is directly Krishna. Worship him just like Krishna. So there's no difference. Krishna Murti, Jagannath Murti, Krishna Murti, and Giriraj are all Krishna. So you do all the Archa Marg you do for Krishna, you do to Giriraj. Over Boga, over Arti, over dressing, over bathing, Snan, celebrate festivals, Janmashtami, and Gauranga Puja, make a big Anakut festival, Chaban Bhog, so many things. That's the oneness of Krishnamurti and Gauranga Shila, but there's a difference. Siddhi Bhaya Bhaya Tattva. Krishna Murti is only Krishna. But Gaudiya Shiva is Krishna Murti and Bhakta Murti. He's Krishna, the form of Krishna, and the form of a devotee. What devotee? Haridas Varya. Radharani says in 21st chapter of 10th canto, Venu Gita, that Giriraj is Haridas Varya. He's the best of the servants of Hari. So Giriraj is Hari and Haridas both. So when the Goswamis, Krishnath, Raghunath Das, and who else? Krishna's Kavaraj. They offer prayers to Gauranga. They pray to him, they worship him as Krishna, they pray to him as a devotee. So when you worship Krishna Murti, you worship him as Krishna and you pray to him as Krishna. When you worship Giriraj Murti, who is not even Krishna, you worship him as Krishna, you pray to him as a devotee of Krishna. Oh Giriraj, please blessing and love for Krishna, who means you, because you're Krishna. Because he has the extra advantage. What's the extra advantage that Krishnamurti does now?
He is also devotee.
He's also a devotee.
No, that's already said. What's the advantage of being a devotee?
Prasadam.
Extra
More
kripa.
mercy. Yeah,
More
extra group.
Kripa Shakti Murti. Who is the Kripa Shakti Murti?
Guru.
Devotee.
The devotee. The Bhakti is Kripa Shakti Murti. He's a form of mercy of Krishna. So Giriraj is very merciful. He saved the whole Vrishvasis. So anyone who takes shelter from Vrindavan, they can be saved by Giriraj. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Giriraj Dharan Ki Jai. Okay, what's going on? Any other question here? When's the snow start falling? It feels like snow. It's just how it feels when it's about to snow. It gets really cold, the air gets really cold, and then starts, a few flakes come, and rain, snows all night. You ever see snow in Switzerland?
That's the weirdest question I've ever heard. You ever seen sun in the Sahara?
I set myself up for that. You ever see ice in Alaska? You ever see ice in North Pole? You ever see alligator in Florida? Florida has alligators, thousands, millions of them. They're like ants, there are millions of them. Huge creatures, 3 meters, 4 meters long, 5 meters long. Agasura. They have a place called Everglades in South. It's called Everglades in South Florida, where saltwater mixed with freshwater. There's lakhs and lakhs of alligators. They're just like neck to neck alligators. They're everywhere. They come in people's yards, they go in people's backyard, alligators comes out.
Eat their dogs.
Eat your dog.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's cool. We consider that the makar. Alligator's like a makar. Makar is on Krishna's earrings, they're called Makar Kunda. Has a mouth like an alligator, a nose like a trunk of an elephant, and a body like a dolphin.
Oh, it's like a chimera. A chimera is different animals smushed together.
That's right, I didn't know that.
Like in Notre Dame, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Hmm?
Like in Notre Dame, there's chimera statues.
Acha.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes,
a
sir.
lion and different things together. Yeah.
I never see a great piece of architecture, no? It's all carved in stone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys are good carvers.
So this must be extinct animal?
I guess I haven't seen one. I'm not looking forward to it.
It's translated dolphin a lot,
Yeah, shark also.
and shark, but that's because it's both of these animals.
Yeah, it's not really a shark. It's really an alligator mouth. In the old Gadadhar Pandit Danta Samadhi, after Radharaman Temple, you go down the street, there's Radha Gokulananda. Then you go further down the street and turn right and go 10 meters on the left-hand side. There's a place called Gadadhar Pandit's Danta Samadhi. Because Gadadhar Pandit wanted to go to Vrindavan, but Lord Chaitanya kept him in Puri with Gopinath and Chota Gopinath. So when he left this world, his disciple brought a tooth from his body after he left this world. And he made a samadhi there in Vrindavan on the banks of the Yamuna near Radharaman Temple. You can still go see, you can't see a tooth, it's underground. But there's some column there marking the place. Now there's some Murtis there around Krishna. Gurnitai and Jagannath or something. I think it's Gaudiya in charge there. But the old days had a red sandstone entrance, very beautiful entrance, arches. Up until around year 2000, they broke it all down, made of marble and aluminum doors and stuff, real crazy. I mean, modern type. But the arches had two makars. Me kissing on top of the arch. The tail was there and it went up like this. It was very beautiful. All carved out of one piece of red sandstone. It was very beautiful to see. With mouth like an alligator and nose like a trunk of an elephant. Back like a dolphin's back. Very accurate carving. I still can see it in my mind. A lot of visions are only memories now. Visions become memories, memories become new bodies. Any questions? No next question? There you go in there. Okay, next week, Saturday there's no class. But on Sunday, there's a class on the appearance day of Weighted Charya at 4 p.m. And maybe afterwards, I don't know, question and answer, whatever. There's Weighted Charya's appearance day next Sunday. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Jai Gurudev.
Say some Prasad. Bhavati, welcome home. I know you've been here for a few days.